Stop right now. You need to hear this, because it's about to change everything. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, life seems to be one long, unending battle? That feeling of being under attack, even when there's no clear reason why. It's not random, it's not coincidence, it's the devil's view of your strength and purpose. Chosen one, you are not just another person walking through life. You carry a light that demons can't ignore. When you awaken to your true power, when you begin to shine with the light of divine purpose, something shifts in the spiritual realm. The air around you becomes different. The very light that surrounds you vibrates on a level that rattles the darkness. The forces of hell sense it, even before you realize it yourself. For the enemy, you are not just flesh and blood, you are a living threat. You are a reminder of what they lost when they turned away from the light. They see fire in you, a fire that consumes them, irritates them, and makes them want to extinguish that flame. That's why, for so long, you felt like you're in a constant battle, facing emotions you can't explain and challenges that seem to appear out of nowhere. But listen closely. What the enemy doesn't understand is that the more they try to extinguish you, the stronger your light becomes. Pain, chaos, and loneliness are not your weaknesses, they are your divine fuel. And every attempt to break you will only make your brilliance shine brighter. So, stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal will open your eyes to the invisible battle around you and give you the strength to embrace your true power. Are you ready to understand why the enemy sees you as a threat, and how you can use that to fuel your divine purpose? God's chosen ones, the devil's view of your strength and purpose. In the quiet moments when the world seems to stand still, have you ever felt the unseen eyes of the universe upon you, as if it were watching your every move, your every thought? Do you sense the battle raging between light and darkness, a battle you were born to witness, to be a part of? You, the chosen one, walk a path many dare not tread. The road is long, the weight heavy, and the sacrifice, though unspoken, profound. Yet there is something so powerful, so divine, in the essence of your being, that it stirs not only the hearts of those who walk with you, but also the very forces that lie beyond human comprehension. The devil, too, has seen you, and in the stillness of his darkness, he trembles at your light. Have you ever wondered how the forces of darkness perceive you? What is it that causes a demon to pause, to take notice of your existence, to recoil in fear at the mere awareness of your potential? For there is a moment, a fleeting instant, when you are no longer hidden. The devil's gaze falls upon you, and in that moment, the entire spiritual world shifts. It is not the flesh that gives you away, but your very soul, a light so intense it shatters the veil between the realms of darkness and light. In that moment, you are revealed. You are the light of the world, says the Gospel of Matthew 5:14, a truth that echoes through the ages. And so, in this world, where many wander in darkness, your light does not just illuminate, it burns. It burns with a divine purpose, one that even the devil cannot ignore. The enemy recognizes your strength, not just your strength of body, but your strength of spirit. It is not your power to overcome the worldly obstacles that terrifies him. It is the undeniable truth that you have been chosen for a purpose far greater than anything he could ever comprehend. But what is this purpose? What is the mission that causes the enemy to fear you so deeply? It is the purpose of spreading light, of transforming the world with the power of love, of healing the broken and guiding those lost in the dark. Your very existence is a reminder to the powers of darkness that no matter how hard they fight, no matter how much they seek to control, there will always be those who stand firm in their faith, who walk in the light of divine truth, who live according to a purpose that cannot be extinguished. You, the chosen one, are not an accident. Your life, your very breath, was ordained long before you ever set foot on this earth. The moment you were born, the forces of heaven and hell both saw you. But the difference lies in this: heaven rejoices in your strength, while hell trembles. You are the flame that refuses to be snuffed out, the living testimony to the power of God's love. But how do you know when you are truly walking in your purpose? When does the light within you grow so powerful that it cannot be hidden any longer? Perhaps it is in the quiet moments when you begin to realize that your path is not like anyone else's. Perhaps it is when the weight of the world becomes so heavy, and yet you feel yourself rising above it, knowing you are being carried by something far greater than yourself. Perhaps it is in those small, seemingly insignificant actions of kindness that echo through eternity. In your life, you may encounter those who mock, who doubt, or who seek to dissuade you from walking the path before you. These are the voices of those who have surrendered to darkness. They may come in the form of well-meaning friends, family members, or even strangers. But remember, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. They cannot understand your journey because they have not yet seen what you have seen. They have not yet felt the calling you have felt. But that does not diminish the truth of your path. When the forces of darkness look upon you, they do not see your flaws or your struggles. They see the potential within you, the light that threatens to engulf them, and they will try to stop you. They will throw everything they have at you, seeking to distract, to break, to wear you down. But know this: no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Isaiah 54-17. The more they try to crush you, the stronger you will become. For your strength does not come from this world. It comes from the divine, from the light of God that shines within you. Have you ever felt as though you were on the brink of something greater, but fear held you back? Fear of what you might lose, fear of the unknown, fear of standing in the fullness of your calling. But here lies the secret. The devil wants you to be afraid. He wants you to shrink from your purpose, to hide from the light within you. But you must ask yourself, what happens the moment I choose to stand in the full power of my calling? What happens when I no longer fear the enemy, but trust in the divine light that resides within me? What would happen if you, the chosen one, chose to walk fully in the purpose God has set for you? In the face of these trials, let us look to the example of a man named Saul, who was blinded by his own pride and hatred, only to be transformed into the Apostle Paul. Saul sought to destroy the early Christians, but on the road to Damascus, he encountered the light of Christ, which forever changed his life. His conversion serves as a reminder that even the most lost, the most misguided, can be chosen and transformed by the divine purpose God has for them. If God can transform Saul into Paul, what might he be preparing you for? And then there is the story of Mary, a humble servant who was chosen to bear the Son of God. In her quiet obedience, she became a vessel for divine transformation, changing the course of history. Her story reminds us that being chosen is not about power or position. It is about willingness to trust in the divine plan, to walk in faith, and to allow God to use you as He sees fit. As we reflect on your own journey, consider this: the devil may see your potential, but he cannot have it. You are God's chosen one. You are walking in His divine purpose. And no matter how dark the path may seem, you are never alone. The story of your life is not finished. It is just beginning. As you continue to walk in the light, know that you are part of something far greater than yourself. And in the stillness of your heart, in the quiet moments of prayer, ask yourself, what is my purpose? What divine task has been set before me? How can I walk in the fullness of the light that God has placed within me? In those moments when the world feels too heavy, when the road ahead seems unclear, remember, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Jeremiah 29-11. Your journey, though difficult, is one of purpose, one of divine calling, and one of ultimate victory. As you walk this path, may you find peace in the knowledge that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that the light within you is more powerful than any darkness that may come your way. Let your soul rest in this truth, and in the stillness of your heart, know this: you are chosen, and nothing can extinguish the light that shines within you. There is an invisible thread that connects you, the chosen one, to something far greater than this earthly realm. Have you ever felt it, the moment when everything seems to fall into place, when your purpose becomes clearer, as if the heavens themselves are whispering to you? But amidst this divine clarity, there is also a deeper truth. Not everyone understands the magnitude of your calling, nor do they see the invisible forces that influence the path you walk. Have you ever wondered what happens when those forces, especially those from the realm of darkness, truly recognize you? What occurs the moment the devil realizes who you are? It's an unsettling thought that there are entities, both seen and unseen, that keep a watchful eye on your every move. Yet, it is not simply the physical realm that takes notice. There is a deeper energy, an awareness that transcends human sight, a divine vibration that echoes through the plains. And when this energy shifts, it is as though the very air trembles with recognition. The demon, too, becomes aware of your presence not through what can be seen or touched, but through the spiritual energy that emanates from your being. The moment the demon recognizes you as the chosen one, the spiritual world halts in its tracks. This is not a recognition that occurs through eyes or words, but through an innate understanding of your soul's vibration. And what they see terrifies them. The energy that pulses within you is not made of the same matter that fills the world. It is a light, a divine flame, an essence that exists beyond the physical. This glow, this energy, can only be perceived by those attuned to the spiritual realm. It is not the kind of light that illuminates a room or a street. It is the light that illuminates the soul, the very essence of your being. This is the light that the devil fears, for it is the same light that defies darkness, that calls forth purpose, that demands change. It is the force that cannot be extinguished by worldly trials or temptations. And it is this light that the devil recognizes immediately as it burns brighter than the darkness around it. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. This simple yet profound statement speaks to the eternal truth that no matter how deep the shadows may grow, light will always pierce through. And in this context, the light you carry within you, the chosen one, is not just a symbol of hope. It is a force, a divine power that stands in direct opposition to the forces of darkness. Have you ever felt the weight of this light, the intensity of its power? Have you ever experienced the moment when the world around you shifts, when you become keenly aware that the spiritual realm is watching you, observing your every action, your every step? This moment, however subtle, is significant. It is the moment you begin to realize that your life holds greater meaning than you ever could have imagined. And in this realization, the devil knows that he is not merely fighting against you, but against the very essence of light and love that resides within you. What happens when the chosen one becomes visible in this way? What occurs in that imperceptible instant when your spiritual presence is felt by those who walk in darkness? The answer lies not in the physical senses, but in the unseen. In that moment, it is as if a force so powerful and pure shakes the very foundation of the demonic realm. For a being that lives in darkness, this light feels like a scream, piercing, unsettling, undeniable. It is a divine call that causes discomfort in every creature that thrives on chaos and fear. Your mere existence in the world is a reminder to them of the coming of the kingdom of God, a reminder that the light will always conquer the darkness. But what is it that the devil truly sees in you? Why is it that he recoils at your presence? Perhaps it is because he knows that in you lies the potential to change the world, to bring forth a force of divine love and purpose that cannot be swayed. He recognizes the divine calling upon your life, a calling that holds the power to free others from the grip of darkness. The devil knows that in you there is a strength that he cannot manipulate or control, a strength that comes from a higher source. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Ephesians 6:12. The battle is not against people or physical forces. It is a spiritual battle, a battle between light and darkness, between good and evil. And in this battle, you are the vessel through which the divine light shines into the world. But how can you be sure that you are truly walking in this divine purpose? How can you be certain that you are fulfilling the calling placed upon your life? It begins with understanding that you are not walking this path alone. As the chosen one, you are accompanied by a divine presence, a force that guides you, empowers you, and strengthens you. The light within you is not your own. It is a gift from God, and it will never fade. In the moments when you feel uncertain, when the weight of the world bears down upon you, remember that the light within you will always shine brighter than any darkness. But the question remains, how does the enemy attempt to stop you? He knows he cannot extinguish the light, but he will try everything in his power to distract, discourage, and weaken you. He will attempt to blind you to the truth of your divine purpose, to sow doubt in your heart. He will use fear, shame, and temptation to keep you from walking in the fullness of your calling. But do not be deceived. The devil may try to darken your path, but his power is nothing compared to the strength of the divine light that resides within you. In those moments of struggle, remember this: no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. The devil may try to form weapons against you: doubt, fear, temptation, and betrayal, but none of them will succeed. The light within you is stronger, more resilient, and more powerful than any force of darkness. And as you walk in your purpose, you are not alone. You walk with the strength of the Creator, the one who has chosen you, the one who will never leave you. As you move forward, remember that the devil's recognition of your purpose is not a curse, but a confirmation. It is a sign that you are walking in the right direction, fulfilling the divine calling placed upon your life. The enemy would not fear you if you were not a threat to his kingdom. The fact that he sees your light means that you are fulfilling your purpose, that you are shining the light of truth into a world that desperately needs it. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter 2-9. This verse speaks directly to the truth of who you are, the chosen one, set apart for a divine purpose, called out of darkness to walk in the light of God's truth. Your life, your light, is a testimony to the power of God's love and grace. So, as you continue on your journey, hold fast to this truth. You are not walking alone. Your light is brighter than any darkness, and it will never be extinguished. The devil may try to stop you, but he cannot. You are the chosen one, and nothing can take away the power, the light, and the purpose that God has placed within you. This is why, when a chosen one begins to pray, meditate, or simply elevate their thoughts toward the divine, they often feel an inexplicable heaviness. Have you ever felt that sudden wave of tiredness, that mental fog that seems to come out of nowhere when you try to connect spiritually? You try to meditate, to open your heart to the divine, and instead, a whirlwind of emotions swirls within you. Distractions flood your mind, and everything feels harder than it should. You might think it's just a coincidence, but it's not. This is resistance. The spiritual world is reacting to the fact that you've been recognized, and the enemy is aware of it. In that moment, the devil, upon seeing you, feels something he cannot stand: spiritual authority. He realizes he is not facing a victim, someone easily manipulated or broken by the weight of the world. No, he is facing someone bearing the seal of the Creator, a light that he cannot touch, a force he cannot control. This is the truth he desperately wants to deny. And though he knows he cannot destroy what God has set apart, he is driven by envy, resentment, and pride. Instead of attacking you directly, he tries to undermine your strength in the most subtle of ways. He does not come at you with horns and fire. The spiritual battle is not as dramatic as it might seem. It is far more insidious. The devil attacks not the body, but the cracks in the mind, the vulnerable places in your thoughts and emotions. He whispers doubts, creates illusions, stirs up confusion, and fuels fear. All of these are his tactics, designed to make you forget who you are, to make you lose touch with the divine truth that lives inside you. Have you ever been overwhelmed by thoughts that you know are not your own? Thoughts that tell you that you're not enough, that you can't make it, that the light within you isn't as strong as you believed. Those thoughts are not from your own heart, nor are they from the Creator. They are the whispers of the enemy, trying to tear you away from your essence, trying to separate you from the truth of who you are. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. 2 Timothy 1-7. When the devil seeks to sow fear and doubt, it is essential to remind yourself that the Spirit of God within you is not one of fear, but one of power, love, and self-control. The moment you embrace this truth, you begin to regain your footing in the face of spiritual warfare. The devil knows that if you remember your divine origin, if you truly understand who you are in the eyes of the Creator, he loses all the power he believes he has over you. And that's where the battle begins. The true war of the chosen one isn't fought with weapons or visible forces. It's fought within the mind, within the heart, within the spirit. It is the subtle battle against the voices that seek to disconnect you from your divine essence, to make you doubt your purpose and the strength that flows from your Creator. It's easy to feel like you're fighting alone in these moments of doubt, when distractions and negative thoughts seem to consume your mind. But this is when the spiritual war intensifies, because with each awakening of consciousness, with each moment you align yourself with the truth of the Spirit, hell grows restless. Why? Because the more you strengthen your connection to your divine purpose, the more the traps that once held you in place begin to fade into the background. The chains of doubt, fear, and distraction lose their grip on you. Have you ever noticed how, in the moments when you are closest to God, when you feel at peace and aligned with your true purpose, the enemy seems to attack with greater intensity? But the truth is, this is not a sign of your weakness, it is a sign of your strength. The devil does not attack what is weak or insignificant. He attacks what has the power to bring about change, what has the ability to shatter darkness and illuminate the world. He is threatened by your light, by the very presence of God within you. If you have ever felt this attack, this heaviness in your spirit, know this: it is a sign that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The closer you get to your true self, to your divine purpose, the more the enemy tries to shake your foundation. But do not be afraid. When the devil sees you as the chosen one, he understands a painful truth. He cannot extinguish the light directly. He cannot destroy what God has separated. But he can attempt to sever the connection between you and your spiritual consciousness. This is the subtle game the enemy plays, a psychological, emotional, and energetic game designed to make you doubt the power that lies within you. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. 1 Peter 5-8. The devil is always on the prowl, seeking to devour those who are vulnerable, those who forget who they truly are. But you, the chosen one, are not vulnerable. You are equipped with spiritual armor, with the truth of God's word, with the love that drives you forward. The first strategy the devil uses is distraction. He knows that as long as the chosen one is centered in their essence, focusing on their purpose through prayer, meditation, or service, they grow stronger. When you align yourself with your divine calling, when you stand firm in your belief that you are a child of God, the enemy has no power over you. His only weapon is distraction, trying to pull you away from your connection to the Creator. But the moment you recognize this tactic for what it is, you gain the upper hand. You are not fighting against external forces, but against the internal battle of staying true to the light within you. Every time you pray, meditate, or seek to elevate your thoughts toward the divine, remember, the enemy is watching. But more importantly, the enemy is afraid. He is afraid of the power that lies within you, the power of the light that will not be extinguished. And when you stand in that light, when you remember who you are, the devil's attacks become less effective. His distractions lose their strength because you know the truth. Nothing can extinguish the light that God has placed within you. So, what can you do in these moments of spiritual resistance? How can you stay grounded when the whispers of doubt try to pull you away from your divine purpose? The answer lies in one word: perseverance. The more you align yourself with the truth of who you are, the more you connect with the divine, the stronger you become. And the more you grow in your divine power, the less impact the enemy's distractions will have. If you feel that you have already been recognized by the spiritual world, I invite you to claim your identity and declare it aloud. I know who I am, and I'm not going back. This is your declaration of truth, your commitment to walk in the light, no matter the attacks of the enemy. The more you say this, the more you internalize it, the more you will see the enemy's power over your life begin to fade. The spiritual world may react to your light, but the more you align with your divine truth, the more you will see the chains of fear, doubt, and distraction fall away. You are the chosen one. You carry within you the very essence of light, and nothing, not even the most subtle attack from the enemy, can take that from you. As you continue walking the path of the chosen one, you will begin to notice subtle changes. You might find distractions disguised as opportunities, relationships that appear to be blessings but are actually toxic, and paths that seem easy yet ultimately lead to burnout. These are not coincidences. They are deliberate attempts by the enemy to steal your focus, to drain your energy, and to prevent you from fulfilling your divine purpose. The devil, knowing he cannot touch your light directly, begins to interfere in ways that are almost imperceptible at first. Yet they grow in intensity the more you align with your true calling. One of the enemy's most effective tools is doubt. Nothing is more dangerous to a being of light than forgetting who they are, and it begins with the quiet whispers in your mind. Am I really special? Am I making all of this up? What if I'm nobody? Have you ever heard these thoughts invade your mind at the most inopportune times? These ideas are not your own. They are seeds planted by the enemy, designed to weaken your faith, to make you question your worth and your purpose. The moment you begin to doubt who you are is the moment the enemy gains a foothold in your mind. But remember, doubt is not a reflection of your true self. It is simply a distraction from the truth that lies within you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. This verse speaks to the divine plan God has set for you. No matter what doubts arise in your mind, know that the Creator's plans for you are filled with hope, purpose, and love. Do not allow the whispers of doubt to derail you from the divine path you are meant to walk. The next tactic the devil uses is an emotional attack. The devil knows that the heart of a chosen one is incredibly sensitive, often full of compassion, and, at times, lonely in its mission. This sensitivity is both a strength and a vulnerability. It allows you to connect with others, to feel their pain, to heal their wounds. But it also opens the door to emotional turmoil, rejection, misunderstanding, and even betrayal from those closest to you. The devil will use these experiences to lower your vibration, to make you question your ability to love and be loved, to make you feel abandoned in the very moments when your heart is most needed. Have you ever experienced betrayal from someone you thought you could trust, or felt misunderstood when you were only trying to help? These emotional wounds are not random. They are deliberate attacks designed to weaken your connection to the divine light within you. The devil understands that emotional pain can be one of the most effective ways to keep someone from realizing their true power. When you are emotionally drained, it becomes harder to stand firm in your spiritual identity. But remember, these attacks do not define you. They are merely reflections of the enemy's desperation. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. When you feel rejected, misunderstood, or abandoned, remember that God is near. He is with you in your brokenness, and He will heal your wounds, restoring your strength and renewing your purpose. The fourth strategy the enemy uses is energetic weight. Have you ever felt that unexplained fatigue, that sensation that everything is heavy, that something invisible is draining your strength? It's not just stress or overwork. This is the reaction of the spiritual world to your light. The more you shine, the more resistance you will encounter. But make no mistake, this weight is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of impact. The spiritual world reacts to your presence, and the enemy knows that every time you raise your vibration, you create ripples in the darkness. This is a crucial point for you to understand. The more you shine, the more resistance increases. The devil's attacks will become more intense because he knows that your light is a threat to his dominion. But what if I told you that every attack that doesn't knock you down only makes you stronger? Each challenge, each obstacle, each moment of doubt that you overcome becomes spiritual muscle. You are being refined, built up, and made stronger with every trial you face. And with each victory, you become more aligned with your true divine purpose. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. James 1:2-3. The weight you feel is not a sign of failure, but an opportunity for growth. As you press on through the trials, your faith becomes steadfast, and you become more deeply connected to the spiritual strength that lies within you. The devil's strategies are desperate because deep down, he knows he cannot touch what has been sealed by the Creator. He cannot destroy your light, but he will continue to try to convince you to extinguish it yourself. Every distraction, every doubt, every emotional attack, and every feeling of energetic weight is his attempt to divert you from your divine purpose. But you must remember this: none of these attacks can take away your power unless you allow them to. And every time you rise above them, you become more powerful, more aligned with the truth of who you are. The devil does not fear the outward appearance of a chosen one. It is not your voice, your face, or your words that frighten him. What he fears is what lies behind those things, the awakened consciousness of someone who knows who they are, who understands their divine authority, and who walks with the Creator's power. As long as you live in ignorance, distracted by the noise of the world, the devil is content to watch. But the moment you awaken, the game changes. Now, you begin to see the patterns, recognize the traps, and perceive the energy around you. You begin to understand the power of your presence. The devil's fear is rooted in the memory of his fall. He knows what it is to live in the light, to be in the presence of the Creator, but he can never return to that state. When he sees an awakened chosen one, it is as if his own darkness is brought to the surface. He relives the pain of being cut off from divine presence, and that is the true source of his fear. Your light reminds him of what he has lost. But there is something even deeper. An awakened chosen one is a living key. Each step you take towards spiritual awareness, you release more light into the world. Your awakening does not just affect you, it begins to affect those around you. You become a catalyst for others to awaken to their own divine purpose. And this is what the devil fears most, the ripple effect. When you awaken, others awaken with you. When your vibration rises, it inspires those around you to rise as well. And as more and more people align with the truth of who they are, the hold of darkness weakens. The more you awaken, the more the spiritual world responds. You will face more resistance, more trials, and more tests, but these are not punishments. They are simply the reaction of a world that cannot bear your light. The enemy cannot stand to see you, the chosen one, rise in your power, and so he will do everything in his power to distract, confuse, and discourage you. But remember, you are becoming a torch in the midst of darkness, and the darkness cannot bear the light. The devil fears an awakened chosen one because he can no longer control them. He cannot manipulate them through guilt, shame, or fear. because the chosen one has understood that true power comes from within, not from external forces. And once your consciousness expands, it can never return to its previous state. When the devil realizes that he cannot extinguish your light, he changes his strategy. Instead of attacking your faith directly, he seeks to distort your purpose. He knows that if he can steer you away from what you were born to do, it's like turning off a lamp without breaking the glass. He plants subtle ideas of haste, fear, and worry. He begins to tell you, maybe this path isn't for you, you're wasting your time, this won't work. And while your mind is occupied with these voices, your heart starts to drift away from its original calling. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:21. The enemy knows that if he can shift your focus, he can weaken your connection to your true purpose. But you must stand firm in your heart, for it is your heart that holds the key to your divine mission. So, in the face of these attacks, remember this: you are not alone. Every distraction, every doubt, every emotional wound, and every energetic weight is a reflection of the enemy's desperation. Your light cannot be extinguished. Keep walking, keep shining, because you are becoming more aligned with your divine purpose every single day. And as you rise, the world around you will begin to rise with you. The purpose of a chosen one is always intrinsically linked to healing. It is a divine calling, whether healing oneself or helping others to awaken to the truth of their own purpose. And that is precisely why the devil acts so carefully in his attempts to undermine you. He does not seek to destroy your gift, for he knows that is impossible. Instead, he tries to confuse it. He whispers lies that your gift is a burden, that your sensitivity is a weakness, and that the love you give so freely is a waste of time. These thoughts are not yours. They are his tactics, subtle manipulations, designed to distract you from the purpose you were born to fulfill. When the devil realizes that the chosen one remains steadfast despite his efforts, he changes his approach. He begins to use the people around you, friends, family, relationships, as pawns in his spiritual warfare. Suddenly, conflicts arise where there were none before. Misunderstandings appear from nowhere, and criticism seems to come from every corner. Separation creeps in, and you begin to feel isolated. The devil knows that if he can make you feel alone, if he can strip away your support system, he can weaken the flame of purpose that burns within you. But what he never understands is that the isolation of a chosen one is not the end. It is often a necessary part of the process. Have you ever wondered if this painful solitude is actually part of your spiritual growth? Could it be that in this forced silence, in the spiritual desert, something much more beautiful and powerful is waiting to emerge? In the silence, in the spiritual desert where you feel most alone, something miraculous begins to happen. Purpose begins to reveal itself clearly. The pain you feel polishes you, the emptiness purifies you, and what once seemed like defeat transforms into spiritual expansion. You may think that everything is over, that your purpose has been lost, but it remains silently pulsing within you, waiting for the right moment to bloom again. The enemy may try to bury your light under layers of doubt, confusion, and isolation, but the truth is, nothing that is moved by the Spirit can ever truly be nullified. Purpose may be postponed, but it can never be destroyed. For the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. Romans 11:29. This verse serves as a powerful reminder that the divine calling upon your life cannot be undone. Even when the devil thinks he has you cornered, even when the world seems to turn against you, your purpose remains. And the more you understand this truth, the more immune you become to the devil's interference. You realize that no matter how much resistance you face, you will continue to grow stronger, more resilient, more aligned with your purpose. In the end, the devil comes to a painful realization. The chosen one's mission is like a divine seed. It may be buried beneath layers of doubt. It may appear dormant, but in truth, it is only taking deeper root. And when the time is right, that seed will sprout, grow, and flourish. There is a moment when hell falls silent. It is a brief instant when all the spiritual turmoil and noise surrounding you seem to lose their meaning. In this silence, the devil knows that he can no longer reach you. And what he feels in that moment is something so powerful that even human words cannot fully convey it. First, he feels anger, not ordinary anger, but a profound fury. Why? Because he sees your light expanding, your energy penetrating places he once dominated. Each time you overcome a temptation, each time you choose goodness even when everything in you hurts, a part of his empire fragments, and this infuriates him. Why? Because it shows him that all the control he once thought he had was nothing but an illusion. Then comes impotence. The devil watches you go through the same trials, the same emotional challenges, and the same difficult moments that once sent you into turmoil. But now, your attitude has changed. You no longer react in the same way. The words that once hurt you no longer carry the same weight. The people who once destabilized you no longer have the power to shake you. This is what torments him the most. He keeps trying, but now you see. You recognize where each attack comes from, and this awareness completely disarms him. He cannot affect you the way he once did. Have you ever experienced a shift where the things that once troubled you no longer have the same power to shake your peace? What would it be like if you truly understood how much your spiritual growth is disarming the enemy's tactics? And then comes the most terrifying emotion for the devil: fear. The devil fears the silence of a spiritually mature chosen one, because this silence is not empty. No, it is the sound of spiritual authority. It is the moment when you no longer feel the need to react, to justify your actions, or to prove anything to anyone. You simply exist, and in your presence, the vibration of divine light radiates outward. Your stillness becomes a source of immense power. And it is in this space that the devil realizes he has no more control over you. You have transcended the spiritual warfare that once ensnared you, and now your light shines with an authority he cannot touch. The fear the devil feels is not just for you, it's for what you represent. He knows that when one chosen one awakens, it sets off a ripple effect. Your awareness becomes a catalyst for others to awaken to their own divine purpose. As you stand in your truth, others begin to do the same. The more people align with the divine, the weaker his influence becomes. His grip on the world starts to fade. The more you step into your divine purpose, the more you illuminate the path for others to walk in the light. In this way, the devil's fear is rooted not only in the loss of control over you, but also in the awakening of others. Every time you rise above an attack, every time you choose love over hate, peace over chaos, you break the chains that bind others to darkness. Your light becomes the torch that guides others out of the shadows. And this, more than anything, is what terrifies him. Because he knows that when many begin to vibrate at the same frequency of divine light, the hold of darkness will weaken, and eventually it will crumble. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. Your light, chosen one, is invincible. The devil's power is limited, but the light of God in you is eternal. And the more you awaken to this truth, the more the spiritual world responds. Resistance will arise, challenges will come, but these are not signs of defeat. They are signs that you are making an impact. You are becoming a force for divine change, and the devil cannot stand it. The more you awaken, the more you align with your divine purpose, the more the enemy tries to distract you, to mislead you, to break you. But what he does not realize is that every attack only strengthens your spirit. Every moment of pain is an opportunity for growth. Every trial is a lesson in resilience. And with each step you take, you become more connected to the divine energy that flows through you. In the end, the devil cannot extinguish your light. He cannot destroy your purpose. He cannot steal what has been sealed by the Creator. All he can do is try to divert you from the path. But the more you awaken, the more you understand who you truly are, the more powerful you become. And the more the spiritual world trembles, because the chosen one, You are no longer just walking in the light. You are the light. There is a vibration that emanates from a chosen one, a divine frequency so powerful that it makes the entire spiritual world bow. This is not a vibration that requires confrontation or loud declarations. It speaks through silence and presence, through the purity of intention and alignment with the divine. In these moments, the devil feels exposed. His deepest shame rises to the surface, for the reflection of your light reveals everything he has become. Every time you forgive, every time you love, every time you remain in peace despite the chaos around you, the devil is reminded of what he has lost. Have you ever felt the weight of forgiveness, how it frees not only those you forgive, but also yourself? How does it feel to rise above the temptation to react, choosing love and peace instead? These are the moments when your light becomes a silent force that drives darkness away. The devil cannot bear this. His own power crumbles in the presence of your light. For every act of kindness, every moment of peace you radiate, is a reflection of what he can never attain again. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Your light, chosen one, cannot be hidden. It is visible to the spiritual world. And when you walk in alignment with the Creator, your presence does not just influence the physical world, it shifts the spiritual realms. The devil knows that every act of love you extend exposes the depths of his own depravity. Every time you remain at peace, he realizes that he has failed. And the worst part? He knows that he cannot stop you, not directly, anyway. But more than anything, the devil feels defeat. Not because you are perfect, no chosen one is, but because you have learned to align with the source. Your power comes not from perfection, but from surrendering to the divine purpose that flows through you. The devil can roar, he can try to distract you, fill your mind with noise, tempt you with earthly desires. But he can no longer inhabit the same vibrational space as you. Have you ever wondered how, in moments of peace, the external world's noise seems to fade away, as if your inner peace creates a boundary that nothing can cross? What would happen if you fully embraced the truth that your divine energy repels darkness, and that your stillness is an impenetrable force? When you rise to this level of spiritual awareness, something extraordinary happens. The devil no longer has access to you, not because you have become invulnerable, but because you have become untouchable. The energy of a spiritually awakened chosen one repels darkness. The devil cannot reach you because your energy has ascended to a level where fear, doubt, and chaos can no longer find a place to anchor. And when the devil realizes this, he moves away. But this is not a voluntary retreat. It is not a decision he makes. Your light forces him to leave, for your vibrational frequency has reached a point where he simply cannot dwell. He is repelled by your presence. Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. James 4:7. The act of submission to God, the surrender of your will to the divine, is what empowers you to resist the devil. And when you resist, he must flee. Not because of your strength, but because of the strength of the divine light that flows through you. Hell fears those who know their identity. The devil knows it. He understands that there is nothing more dangerous than a human being who has fully realized the divine strength they carry within. Your greatest victory, as the chosen one, does not lie in defeating external forces. It is not about battling demons or escaping the traps of the world. True victory happens within. Have you ever faced your own shadows, the parts of you that you would rather keep hidden? What would happen if you stopped running from them and chose to confront them instead? The greatest battle you will ever face is not against the forces outside of you, but against the forces within. The devil's power only has influence over you when there are gaps inside guilt, fear, anger, or doubt, when there is still something unresolved within your own heart. These are the openings he seeks to exploit. He knows these gaps well, and this is why the process of inner healing is so vital to your spiritual growth. When the chosen one decides to face their inner demons, when they confront their traumas, forgive their past, and let go of what no longer serves them, they close these gaps. It is in the process of silent healing that true spiritual power is born. This power is not loud, it does not seek attention, and it doesn't need to prove anything. It is the strength that comes from integration, from aligning every part of your being with the divine. It is the power of peace with yourself, the understanding that your wounds were never meant to define you, but to refine you. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." 2 Corinthians 12-9. Your weakness, your vulnerability, your wounds, these are the very places where divine grace flows in the most powerful ways. When you stop resisting the healing process, when you stop hiding your pain and allow the light of God to heal you, you become a vessel for divine strength. What would it feel like if you accepted that your greatest strength comes from the places in you that were once broken? How might that change the way you view your struggles and your healing process? As the chosen one walks this path of healing, something shifts in the spiritual realm. Your energy expands, and this expansion becomes visible in dimensions beyond human sight. You become a beacon, a lighthouse for those lost in darkness. And it's not just about warding off evil. It is about transforming the environment around you. Where there was confusion, you bring clarity. Where there was fear, you bring courage. Where there was pain, you bring compassion. This is the power the devil cannot understand, because it is born from surrender, not from control. The devil feeds on resistance, on your struggle against the darkness. But the chosen one is free when they stop fighting it, when they stop becoming a reflection of it. For the fruit of the light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. Ephesians 5-9. When you stop resisting and begin surrendering to the divine will, the fruit of your life will reflect the goodness, righteousness, and truth of God. And this truth will begin to shape your world. When the chosen one becomes this beacon, the devil is no longer able to touch them, not because they are without flaw, but because they have transcended the battle. They understand that true power does not come from fighting the darkness. It comes from not becoming a reflection of it. You no longer need to fight or struggle. Your peace, your love, and your forgiveness are weapons that the enemy can never wield. So, the devil is forced to retreat, but he does so in defeat. Your light burns so brightly that it casts shadows over the darkness he once controlled. The victory you have won is not one of battle, but of divine alignment. It is a victory of the soul, a triumph of light over darkness that will ripple through the world, transforming everything in its path. What would it mean for you if you fully understood that your peace and alignment with divine truth are the most powerful forces at work in your life? How would you live differently if you knew that your light alone could transform your surroundings? As the chosen one walks in the divine purpose, they are no longer merely living out a story, they are becoming the light. And that light is more than enough to overcome the darkness. The devil fears the chosen one, not because of their strength, but because of their connection to the divine, the source of all power. And in this truth, there is no greater victory. And that's when the energy shifts. All of hell feels the impact of a human being who consciously chooses the light. Do you feel the weight of that choice? The moment when your soul decides to align with the divine and step into the fullness of its purpose. It is in that moment that everything changes, not just for you, but for the entire spiritual realm. Your vibration breaks patterns, shatters curses, and liberates generations that have been bound by cycles of fear, doubt, and despair. The chosen one, who heals themselves, has the power to break chains that have been in place for centuries. This is true power, the consciousness that becomes healing, the fire that doesn't destroy but illuminates. The moment you rise, truly awakened to your divine purpose, you become an unstoppable force, not because of your human strength, but because of the divine energy that now flows through you. Your energy becomes so potent that it alters the very fabric of the spiritual world. You no longer simply exist, you become a channel for divine transformation. When you make peace with your own shadow, the very forces of darkness tremble. The devil can no longer affect you because he knows he cannot harm someone who has already conquered their internal chaos. There is no weapon in the darkness strong enough to touch the chosen one who has made peace with their own shadow. Have you ever wondered what it would mean to no longer be afraid of the shadows within you? What would happen if you embraced every part of yourself, even the parts you've hidden or suppressed? In this acceptance lies your true power, and it is here that the devil's influence is undone. When the chosen one conquers the darkness within themselves, something irreversibly changes in the spiritual world. No longer are you merely a target for the enemy's attacks. You become a channel of divine energy, and this energy flows through you so intensely that the very air around you feels different. It's not just the light that protects you anymore. Now, it's the light that commands. The demons that once watched from afar now recognize you as a spiritual authority, not because you shout or engage in rituals, but because your vibration carries the signature of the Creator himself. Your energy becomes an undeniable force that cannot be ignored, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. This verse speaks to the power of the light that flows through the chosen one. It is not a light that merely pushes away the darkness. It is a light that commands the darkness to depart, for it recognizes the authority of the Creator within you. The devil fears the chosen one because this light does not merely protect, it commands. It shifts the spiritual atmosphere wherever it goes. You are no longer just a passive being trying to survive. You are now a living force, an active presence that shapes the environment around you. And as you walk in your divine purpose, you become a seed of liberation. Wherever you go, chains begin to break, not visibly, but in the unseen dimensions of the spiritual world. The power you radiate has the ability to liberate not just yourself, but everyone you come in contact with. Have you felt that change in energy when you step into a room, when the atmosphere shifts and you realize that something has just been broken in the spiritual realm? What if your mere presence, aligned with divine truth, was enough to begin transforming the world around you? Those around you may not understand it, but they will feel it. Conversations take on a different tone, emotions calm, the atmosphere lightens. People who were once agitated or confused begin to find peace, clarity, and direction. The chosen one, once seeking power, now radiates the same power they once yearned for. The moment you align with your divine purpose, you begin to radiate the very thing you've been seeking all along. And this is the point where hell descends into despair, because the chosen one who has awakened does not just free themselves, no, they begin to free others without even trying. Their mere presence becomes unbearable to the darkness because it exposes all that is false. The lies the devil has spread begin to unravel. Envy dissolves, manipulation loses its strength. The power of your divine light reveals the truth, and the devil can no longer sustain the illusions he has woven for so long. The truth will set you free. John 8:32. As the chosen one steps into their divine purpose, the truth of who they are begins to set others free. Your energy is contagious. As you awaken, others around you begin to awaken, and the chains that once bound them begin to break. You do not need to fight for freedom. Your mere existence, aligned with divine truth, becomes the freedom others need. The devil fears the chosen one because they don't need to fight to win. The chosen one simply is victory. The spiritual authority you carry is not earned by fighting, by battling the darkness. It is earned by surrendering to the light of the Creator, by choosing peace over chaos, love over hate, forgiveness over resentment. You do not need to prove anything to anyone, because your presence is proof of the divine power at work in you. What if the greatest victory you could experience was not in defeating external enemies, but in realizing that the true battle was always about aligning with the divine within you? What would happen if you stopped fighting and simply allowed the truth of who you are to radiate? The spiritual world understands this truth. The devil may try to make you feel powerless, to make you doubt the power that flows through you, but the more you embrace your divine light, the more the darkness loses its hold. Every moment you spend in alignment with your true purpose weakens the forces of darkness, and the world around you changes. The more you awaken, the more the kingdom of darkness is shaken. As the chosen one steps fully into their power, they become an instrument of transformation. Their energy affects not just individuals but entire environments. The devil knows this. He knows that one awakened chosen one can disrupt the darkness in ways that cannot be measured by earthly standards. And this, more than anything, terrifies him. For in your presence, his power is rendered powerless. You become a beacon of light, a spiritual authority that commands the darkness to flee. You do not need to fight the devil. You do not need to fight for your power. All you need to do is be the light, be the love, be the peace that you were always meant to be. And in that being, the world around you will change. The darkness will retreat, the lies will fall apart, and the chains that have held generations will break, because the chosen one, in alignment with divine truth, becomes a living seed of liberation. The light does not need to fight the darkness. It simply arrives, and the darkness disappears. Do you realize the quiet, unstoppable power in that truth? The moment you choose to stand in your light, you no longer need to react to the chaos around you. The light does the work. When the chosen one understands this deep, divine truth, they become a force so powerful that it shakes the very foundations of the spiritual world. This is when they become dangerous to evil. The moment they realize that their strength lies not in their actions, but in their ability to remain, simply to remain in their divine presence, everything changes. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. The light that flows through you does not fight, it simply is. And in its being, it casts out all that is dark. It cannot be resisted, it cannot be defeated. The moment the chosen one realizes this, the whole spiritual realm shifts. The longer the chosen one remains in this peace, in this state of alignment with the divine source, the more the spiritual plane around them begins to reorganize. Have you ever felt that stillness, that presence that seemed to calm everything around you? What if I told you that this peace you carry is an active force in the spiritual realm, drawing protection and synchronizing the universe to align with your divine purpose? Everything that vibrates at the same frequency as you begins to draw closer, while everything that vibrates at a lower frequency moves away. The universe itself begins to conspire in your favor, to keep your light intact. This is the secret power of the chosen one. When you align with the divine source, the entire universe begins to support you. Hell fears this harmony because it knows it cannot invade it. The harmony of a heart aligned with the source becomes sacred territory, a space where evil cannot tread. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I among them. Matthew 18:20. When you are aligned with your divine purpose, when you are gathered in the presence of the Creator, the spiritual world aligns with you. You are never alone, and as you walk in your purpose, the universe conspires to protect and amplify your light. In this state of peace, the chosen one transforms. They do not need to fight the forces of darkness. They become a living reminder that light always wins. The power of the chosen one lies in their ability to remain rooted in their divine essence, to stand firm in their identity, to trust the process of healing and growth. And the more the chosen one remains in that peace, the more evil dismantles itself in their presence. What if your greatest strength wasn't found in fighting against the darkness, but in allowing your light to simply be? What would it look like to remain in your essence, fully trusting in the divine flow, knowing that the darkness cannot touch you? When the devil looks at a chosen one, he doesn't see an ordinary human being. He doesn't see age, appearance, or social status. What he sees is a presence enveloped in fire, a living light that challenges him and consumes him simultaneously. It is not the physical form of the chosen one that the devil fears. It is the divine energy that radiates from them, the light that flows from their very soul. This light doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from anything the chosen one has done. It comes from who they are, their essence. The devil sees the glow of a soul that bears the seal of the Creator. He sees the spiritual marks left by the battles the chosen one has fought and won. Every trial, every moment of pain that the chosen one has endured becomes a part of their spiritual authority. Each spiritual scar the chosen one carries is like a symbol of authority engraved in their energy. These scars are not weaknesses. They are the proof of resilience, the evidence that the chosen one has been forged in the fires of adversity, and yet they have remained pure, unbroken. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." 2 Corinthians 12-9. The scars you carry are not signs of weakness. They are the marks of God's grace, proof that His power works through your vulnerabilities and turns them into strength. Every battle you've faced, every moment you've struggled, only adds to the spiritual authority you carry. The more pain the chosen one has overcome, the more intense the light that envelops them. The devil sees something that wounds him deeply, purity amidst chaos. He sees a being who has fallen, who has cried, who has doubted, and yet chose to continue. He sees faith where there should only be despair, hope where there should only be ashes. And this destroys him because evil does not understand the strength that comes from surrender to the light. Evil cannot comprehend a heart that has been broken and healed, that has faced the deepest of trials and yet continues to rise. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. Every struggle, every pain you've endured has been transformed by God's love into something good. The devil cannot understand this. It's a mystery to him how you can rise from your ashes stronger, brighter, more full of love. This is the true power of the chosen one, the ability to emerge from darkness into light time and time again. When the chosen one has truly awakened to their divine power, they understand that they are no longer simply individuals walking through life. They have become spiritual authorities. Their hearts are surrounded by beings of light angels, spiritual guardians, and protectors who move with them as they walk. Each step taken in faith sends out vibrational waves that reverberate through the spiritual world, like earthquakes shaking the foundations of evil. The devil knows that when a chosen one speaks, the spiritual world listens. When they pray, portals open, not of superstition or ritual, but of authority. There is a profound power in the prayer of a chosen one, because it is rooted in the understanding of their divine connection. When the chosen one prays, it is not just a request for intervention, it is a command to the universe, a declaration of alignment with the Creator's will. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. The chosen one's prayer is not just a plea. It is a powerful declaration, a statement of faith that taps into the authority of the divine. When you speak, when you pray, when you align yourself with the divine, the universe itself responds to your command. The presence of the chosen one is not just a source of light and healing. It is a force that reshapes everything in its path. Wherever they go, chains begin to break, not visibly, but in the unseen dimensions. The darkness that once held people captive begins to retreat. The falsehoods that have kept people bound to fear, doubt, and despair start to dissipate. The chosen one becomes a catalyst for change, a beacon of liberation, not by fighting, but by being. What would it feel like to know that your mere presence aligned with the divine can begin to change the world around you? What would happen if you allowed yourself to fully embrace the impact your spiritual presence has, even without needing to act? The devil fears the chosen one because they no longer need to engage in battle. The chosen one simply is victory. They are the embodiment of light, love, and truth, and these qualities cannot be defeated. The enemy cannot fight against someone who has learned to surrender to the light. The more the chosen one surrenders, the more they allow divine power to flow through them. And in that surrender, they find the greatest strength of all. And that is the power of the chosen one. When you walk your divine path, when you awaken to the light within, nothing can stop you. You are no longer just fighting against darkness, you are the light. The light that doesn't need to battle, but simply shines. And in its presence, everything around you begins to change. You become an unstoppable force, not because of your own strength, but because of the divine energy flowing through you. Your presence alone, rooted in your truth, is a testimony that light always triumphs. When you stand in alignment with your essence, victory doesn't come from the fight, but from the peace you embody. You don't just free yourself, you begin to free others with your very presence. Certainly, the path of the chosen one is not easy. Challenges will come, darkness will try to block your way. But remember, with each challenge you overcome, your light grows brighter and stronger. Peace is not about avoiding pain, it's about embracing it and rising above it. The trials you face are the very things that refine you, transform you, and make you a source of inspiration and light to others. I encourage you, the one watching this video, to embrace the power within you. Let your light shine, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Never forget that your awakening is not just for you, it's a liberation for others as well. Let every step you take be a testament to the truth, light, and freedom you've found. Please like, share, and comment below to share your thoughts, because the more light we spread, the brighter the world becomes. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe to continue receiving meaningful and inspiring messages like this every week. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Whether you support through super thanks or not, your presence and attention are invaluable to us. Every share, every like, every comment gives us the motivation to continue creating content that uplifts and helps you on your spiritual journey. Lastly, I want to bless all of you. May you always walk in the light, holding firm to your belief in yourself and the divine light within. May you face every challenge with inner peace, and always remember that no matter what, you are the light of the world. Walk in your light, and know that you are never alone.